Hello, good morning. My name is James. I was raised in a Buddhist household. I believe the first time I had ever stepped inside of a church was about 6 or 7 years ago. I used to believe that my life and future were completely in my own hands. Everything I had accomplished or failed at, I thought was the result of my effort. I just trusted in myself. But deep down, I kept wondering, is this really all there is? Even when things were going well on the outside, inside I felt lost, like a wandering soul, searching for something deeper, something I couldn't quite explain. Things started to change when I met my wife. She was raised in a Christian home. At first, it was tough. Our beliefs clashed, but over time, I became more open to learning. As I explored Christianity, I started to feel something I hadn't felt before, peace, joy, and purpose. We had visited other churches before, but when we visited Church of Southline in Anaheim, it felt different. I felt genuinely convicted, as if the pastor had prepared that sermon for me to hear. I know, how selfish of me to think that, but I really felt like God knew what I was going through and wanted to speak to me through that sermon. After service, I met John and Esther Kim at the Connect table. They invited us out to lunch. They made us feel seen and welcomed. He managed to somehow get all my info and connected me to Jeffrey Kim's cell group. This was sometime in January, right before COVID hit. It was an interesting time. Church was on YouTube. Cell was on Zoom. That season made it easier for me to grow in faith at a comfortable pace as a new believer. Then came the turning point. I realized I had been living life completely on my own terms, pushing God out, relying only on myself, and in a season of stress, anxiety, and burnout, I finally let go. I asked God to forgive me for my pride, for my doubt, for trying to do everything without Him. What broke me was realizing what Jesus had already done. While I struggled to surrender, God had already surrendered everything. He gave His one and only Son to die for my sins. Jesus took my place, and through His resurrection, He gave me a new life, a second chance, and a deeper purpose. As churches reopened, we kept attending Southland, but inconsistently at first, mostly because of the distance, but God kept nudging us. I'll never forget, we were watching Beef on Netflix, and there was a powerful church scene. It caught me off guard, but it stirred something inside of me. I knew it was God saying, come back, it's time. About a year later, Southland launched a new campus in Chino, something we prayed for. And that was it. No more excuses. We committed, we showed up, plugged in. My faith journey hasn't been perfect. There have been high and dry seasons. Even when I drifted, God always brought me back with grace. Today I know God is real. He's faithful, and through Jesus, I found peace, direction, and purpose. And when I put Him first, things don't always go how I imagine, but they always reflect His goodness and love. And now, I no longer walk alone.